Yeah, you used to play WoW on dial-up. Yeah, I remember doing dial-up, dude. I used to play a lot of like the old games. The first MMO I ever tried was Ultima Online, and I used to play that on a dial-up. All right, so while I do that, I'm going to kill the client and then restart it. Might as well take a look at this news since we're here. So there's a new Hasbro licensed a new global gaming company to produce a D&D digital slot machine. I don't know anything about this. Hasbro announced a licensing deal with Global Games to produce a number of products. The upcoming digital slot machine entitled Dungeons & Dragons Tale of Riches will hit casinos and online iGaming platforms in early 2025. So if you do any online gambling, you're going to see a Dungeons & Dragons themed game. That's pretty cool. I don't really do any online gambling myself, but I know it's super, super popular. Like a lot of people do it. Ah, hey, Tavern. I appreciate the raid, man. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good night. Hope everything is going well. I'm not sure if the raiders are here yet, but welcome, raiders, if you are. Yeah, good evening, man. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you guys had a good night, whatever you were up to. We're just taking a look here at some news. If anybody does any online gambling, there's going to be a Dungeons & Dragons themed slot machine, apparently, that's going to be through the iGaming platform. So like I was saying, I don't do a lot of online gambling, but I know it's like super, super, super popular. People might. Any of you guys do? If any of you guys play this, if any of you guys do any online gambling and you play this, definitely let me know how it is. If it's good, it looks pretty cool from what I'm seeing here. Like this stuff all looks good. It's just, I haven't really done much gambling online. Over here on Twitch, we really don't have any of it. If any of you guys watch any streamers on Kick, they do a lot of that over there. Like I've watched some XQC streams where he does like online gambling, but I think it's just stupid. You know, like it's just dumb. I'd rather probably watch people do Genshin Impact and gamble on like gacha characters or something like that. But so that's part of the news here. There's going to be a new pinball machine. That's pretty cool. Again, this isn't really video game news, but I mean, it's cool. A Tyrant's Eye pinball game. I mean, that's really cool, man. Like if I saw that out in the world, I'd probably play it. I don't think I've played a pinball game in a long time, but that's super cool. That would be really cool to have, right? To own. Like yeah, I would like to own that. It's really cool. You guys know, have you guys ever heard of the game Dragon's Lair? It's an old game from the 80s that looked like a cartoon, and you had to rescue the princess from the dragon.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has infested it with treacherous monsters and obstacles. In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
I used to be able to beat Dragon's Lair on 1/4 when I was a kid. I used to go into the arcade with a quarter, and they used to broadcast Dragon's Lair on TVs around the arcade. And I used to tell people, like, I can beat this on a quarter. I'm going to put the quarter in and play it if people want to watch it. And I used to do that. I'm thinking now that would probably be something that would be streamed on Twitch. Nobody would care now, but back then it was a huge deal. Yeah, 1/4. I don't know if I could do it now. Like if you're like, oh, dude, I have that game. Yeah, you could do it. I would need to refresh. It's been a long time since I played that game, but New Legends of Greyhawk organized play coming. Wizards of the Coast announced a new convention-based organized play program known as Legends of Greyhawk. So that means that maybe for like D&D cons that they might have like organized play event, Legends of Greyhawk. Okay. That's cool. I don't know if any of you guys have been to like a D&D con. I love the idea of it. I've just never actually been to one myself, but I really do like Comic Cons, Gamer Cons, like the cosplay stuff that goes on there, the games, the reveals, all the gaming stuff. It's like right up my alley. I just haven't gone to a lot in my life, but I do really like it. I also really like the idea of like LARPing. I think it's super cool. I haven't done a lot of LARPing in my life, but I respect it. If you guys have done it, maybe you have. Super cool. So I have a lot of respect for that kind of stuff. Yeah, Gen Con. So it sounds like they're going to have more stuff going on at Gen Con if anybody goes to those. Scions, the element of elemental evil. Okay. Yeah, so definitely some news going on in the game for pen and paper. We talked about some controversy earlier. We won't go over that again, but when we do the news in the future, and all this stuff is going to be uploaded to YouTube. So if you've missed anything, like if you're just tuning in now, you can always watch when I upload it to YouTube later. D&D shoes and handbags. Okay, not something that I would go after, but that's good to know. Oh yeah, dude, Secret Level. I highly recommend you guys check out the D&D episode on Secret Level if you haven't watched it. If you guys have not watched it, let me see if I can find it. And just give me a moment. Okay, I'm sorry if there's like sound burst here. Okay. All right, let me see if I can get the trailer. I'm pretty sure I can watch the trailer on Twitch, and that's no problem. You guys may have seen this, but if you haven't seen it, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a show called Secret Level on Amazon Prime. Highly recommend it.
Safe. My name is Mora.
Check them out.
You're a prisoner of the cult of the dragon. We're taking you to Oriel to cure you of your affliction.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You don't know he's not one of them?
He wasn't.
How do you know? Those tattoos looks like somebody ripped him out of the purified darkness.
Leave me alone.
Tally, leave it.
So this dude is a cleric. He's been like tattooed with a bunch of weird shit. He's going to be sacrificed to the cult of the dragon. The people who found him, they have like a backstory that you can read
Terrible
about.
danger.
Are you a cultist, kid?
Ali, the tattoos mark him for sacrifice.
Adventure, they were taking him to the well of Draga.
That dude's a dwarven monk.
Probably to
That's
be
a gnome
sacrificed to
wizard.
Tiamat.
We're going to help you.
That's a half-orc paladin, I think.
Okay.
How did he move so fast?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
I knew it. You're gonna burn, kid. Stop.
Yeah, so that's the show, Secret Level. It's all about different video games. Some of the video games are better than others, obviously. Like there is a show they made about the game Concord, which crashed and burned last year. It was only out for 2 weeks before Sony killed it. But there's a bunch of you guys would recognize a whole bunch. I know some people have already watched it, and I've heard back about the different episodes. I have favorites that I would like, but it's certainly worth checking out. We learned about it doing this news like 2 months ago. They wrote about it, and I wrote it down and remembered to go watch it. So I highly recommend it. And so it looks like the reason I brought that up is this article is going over the dragon. If you watch that episode, there's a really cool dragon in it called Oriel. They talk to you about the backstory for the golden dragon in that. My one complaint about these Secret Level shows is because they're about video games, they function more like trailers for the game, and they kind of like feel like an advertisement. In other words, they don't really have like a beginning, middle, and end. They arc through a story. It's more of like a really cool snippet. So like while that D&D episode is super cool, it's frustrating in a way because it's like so cool, you want to know what happens, and then it just ends. Like, so my hope is that they start making more content of this quality, and we get stuff on par with the storytelling that we got in the D&D movie with Chris Pine, but we get more of this like live action anime stuff. I think it'd be super cool if they made a whole movie like that. Really cool stuff. So the show is good, worth checking out. Like, they made one about Pac-Man, they made one about Warhammer, they made one about like this. It's a whole bunch of games you probably heard of. And maybe you didn't play them, but you don't really need to know to watch that. It's pretty good. Dark Alliance. Anybody who plays the video game Dark Alliance, something is going on with that. It's being unsupported and removed from digital stores in 2025. So that game tanked hard. That game actually has a really cool trailer. If you guys have never watched the trailer for that, let me see if I can find that. It's really good, but the gameplay in the game was bad. But we'll watch the trailer. Again, I'm sorry if like sound bursts really loud, quick. Just not sure which trailer. Okay, this is the official cinematic trailer from PlayStation. Okay. And we'll watch this one here. So this is the game Dark Alliance, and it tanked. It's being taken off the store, so you won't be able to play it unless you bought it. You own it. But the gameplay was bad. But the trailer is super cool. So we'll watch it.
All right, team. Here's the plan. Bruner, get close and provoke her. Caddy, attack from a distance to give us cover. Wolfgang, you...
The barbarian just runs in.
Right. Remember,
I'm pretty sure that's Drizzt or somebody like him.
Help here, Drift!
I mean, I think that's a really cool dragon. And they did a good job with this trailer.
take down the pillar!
Right? Like, do you guys, it's easy to tell what these are, right? This is a ranger or a rogue. That's definitely a barbarian. I don't know about the dwarf. Either he's just a dwarf who's in love with gold like all dwarves, or he's the rogue. And then I think that's Drizzt Jordan, I think, right? With the two scimitars. I might be wrong, though. Icing death from Drizzt. Yeah, it may actually be, Bertle. Like, it may actually be them. Like, this may be a continuation of that story.
Great plan. Worked perfectly. So, stick to the plan?
I mean, that's super cool. Right? How often you get to see a beholder in combat in a video like that? That's super cool. It's too bad this game died, right? Like, we need more video games in the space for D&D. There's a lot of like fantasy RPG games that do really well, like Elden Ring. There's no reason why the IP for D&D couldn't be attached to something that would be like successful like that. So that's unfortunate if you were a fan of that game. It's getting, what do they say, deplatformed or turned off or whatever. Artificer, I think so. We're getting into some news. I think we may have already read these, although this doesn't look familiar. This is for pen and paper. Yeah, that's for pen and paper. We already know about the new books. Evocation Wizard, that's a subclass. Okay, that's cool. That just means that maybe we'll end up getting something like that Eldritch Elementalist in DDO as like an archetype. So whenever I see anything like this, I think that's good news for us in DDO. I think it's probably means that it'll give the devs ideas for archetypes. Okay, so now we're back. 12 Days of Christmas. Yep. All the books. We already know all those. Star Druids. Yeah, all right. So we did go over some of this stuff before. Yeah, so nothing really new. I like checking this because I want to see if there's any new news on video games. The only new news that we really didn't know about, aside from like the controversial stuff that I talked about at the beginning, was this the gambling slot machine that's going to be on iGaming. That's pretty cool. And then the slot machine. All the other stuff are just changes to the books, and you can read about that if you care about that kind of stuff. It looks like Arcane Trickster was added to the player's handbook, which it's good. That's also is good for us in DDO because that means we may get an archetype based on Arcane Trickster. That would be fantastic. So what all that stuff is great. Chimera, Manticore, Owlbears, any stuff for the monster manual is good, I think, because it means that maybe we'll get it over here in D&D. Although I did talk a little bit about some controversial stuff with the new books at the beginning and how some of the monsters were changed or omitted. So you guys can obviously read more on that or wait, I'll go over this again in the future. And then, like I said, all the stuff here on Twitch gets uploaded to my YouTube channel. So if there's anything anybody ever wants me to talk about, feel free to reach out to me through like Discord or on the DDO forum. Just send me a message, or you could even send me a message in game. Hey, I'm wondering about this. Could you talk about it? And then, I'm always looking for stuff to cover and talk about. It would be cool, too, if there were more of this type of content, like trailers and things that we could watch. Like, that would be really cool. There is one, though, if you guys haven't seen it, I was kind of blown away by it. And let me see if I can actually find it. It's for a video game for Star Wars. And when I saw this, I was like, what the hell? Like, why isn't this something I can play now? I don't even think the game is out yet. I don't think it's done yet. I don't think it's... I haven't heard anybody talk about it in years, but we might as well watch it here. So give me a second. Since we're watching trailers, we might as well watch this one. And you guys may have seen this. All right, I'm not sure what's going on with my my volume. All right, this is a video game. In the Star Wars universe. Obviously, this isn't going to be gameplay, but that looks really good. I mean, this looks insane. That looks really good too. Yeah, I don't know what race that is. I'm assuming it's a race of Force sensitives, though. Yeah, I mean, they need to make their TV shows and their movies like that. And then I would be excited and I would watch them. As opposed to what they're making now, which I don't watch any of it.
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world hid, there is no